By the next evening, May 15th, the decision was made. All there was to do was to wait for the results. Roland Hill is running on a ticket with Mike Hurtado, and I was going to ask you, what do you think your chances are at this point?
I think they're damn good. I think we're going to come through real well.
You do?
Yeah. It's going to be close, but I think we've got the votes that we needed, and we feel very confident.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the turnout today?
I understand we had 4,600 votes cast. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I expected less, to tell you the truth.
How do you think, being on a ticket with Hurtado, how do you think you'll do with the Aggies and the Jocks?
I think I've done fine. I have a good credibility with the Aggies over there. Not so with Mike, but I think all in all we're going to do all right.
Okay, well, we'll wait and see. Thanks a lot, Roland. Dean Opperman and Mike Murdy once again up at 2:08 in the University of Union. We're about 10 minutes away from the last projected election result time, and we're talking to Phil Bishop, who is, I guess you could say, running on a ticket with Rob Chappell. I don't know if that's true.
Yes, it is. It's true. I have given my support to Rob, and this was done at a very late point in the race. And I would say that it's a limited support, being that we didn't get together and put out something on a joint basis.
Mm-hmm. I asked Roland the same question. I was wondering what your feelings are. How do you think you'll do at this point?
Right now, it's strictly 50-50.
I'm going to start off with the vice presidential race. The winner is Phil Bishop. He received 2,500 votes. Roland Hill got 2,171 and 38 write-in. Okay, there will be a runoff for presidential. Okay. There was only a difference of 30 votes. Okay, and the runoff will be next Wednesday and Thursday. Mike Hurtado, 2,372. Robert Chappell, 2,402.
All I can say is, wow, Hurtado came from behind, Chappell came from way behind, and totally baffled the heck out of me. I'm really surprised. That's all I got to say. Chappell pulled 30 more votes, is that right, than Hurtado did? And there'll be another runoff next week. This has got to be one of the tightest races in Cal Poly ASI history. Not less than 3 minutes ago, the announcement was made that Rob Chappell came out the apparent victor by just 30 votes. And by any other campaign, I guess they'd declare you the winner. But for some reason, and I don't know what it is, an ASI loophole or what, but we're having another runoff next week. So I'm curious to know what your comment is on this. Rob, you must be happy.
Well, I'm glad we came out on top. I think we're going to get a lot more people out to vote next time. I expected a high turnout, and we got, 4,700, 4,900 people out to vote. I think a lot of people are going to get out to vote next time because I think they're going to know what the issues are. Mm-hmm. It's too bad that there was 38 votes difference, but we're going to make that up next time. We're going to make up a lot more.
Oh, that's a tight one. Boy, it's tight.
It sure is.
Mike Hurtado and his campaign manager, right as the announcement was made, were making accusations of ballot stuffing the ballot boxes. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are there.
Well, they've been doing this all. They've been doing this all the campaign. They've been making campaign accusations against me. They've been saying my people have been tearing down their signs, which is not true at all. I'm not one to complain. We've caught 2 people already. We can substantiate it with Bob Walters. One person was moving my sign, the other one kicked it down. But I'm not one to complain. My signs have been ripped down in all the rooms, and we go back and we put them back up. This is the way I fight the battle. It's too bad there's people like this in this world. As far as the ballot stuffing is concerned, well, I guess there's always an out somewhere. I don't believe it. I don't think it's happening. Bob Walters is very impartial, and I doubt if there was any ballot stuffing going on at all. I think he's accusing me, and wrongly so, but but this is just a general atmosphere of his whole campaign, and I'm getting pretty sick of it.
Another week of campaigning ensued. Rob Chappell and Mike Hurtado played it low-key, but Chappell's supporters didn't. The following Wednesday, May 21st, they resurrected their battle with Margie Newsma and the Mustang Daily before the Student Affairs Council meeting. Greg Fowler, the ASI Chief Justice, and a member of Chappell's campaign staff presented their case.
I asked that this be brought up tonight and put on the agenda for one very important reason. I have that unique feeling today when you realize that you have no adequate forum to express something. I had that today sitting in the editor's office of the newspaper on this campus, when I felt that I and another individual had a very important point of view to get across, and we felt it was not adequately listened to, and that in fact we were totally shut out. The only other forum I would have would be to go out on the Union Plaza tomorrow at college hour and perhaps talk to people about what I want to talk with you tonight on this very important matter. Before I go on, I'd like to beg your indulgence for just a moment. An individual has asked that I yield the floor to him for just a very brief, short instance, and I'd like to do that right now. This is Michael Ginelli.
Mike, can you speak to the mic, please?
Thank you, Greg. I asked for this opportunity to speak to SAC tonight so that I could clarify an incident that came to the attention of the students today in the Mustang Daily. Before I go into it, I would like to say that the Mustang Daily and I talked today, actually yesterday, and there will be an item in today's paper giving the whole truth of the subject about which I will now discuss. It concerned a letter to the editor written by one of the members of SAC, Salvador Munoz. The reason I decided to come to SAC tonight is because of the totally irresponsible and unethical manner in which it was written. It concerned an incident which occurred Thursday of the first elections, which was May 8th. It was about an incident in which a sign was taken and Mr. Munoz was talked to by one of the members of Rob Chappell's campaign. I would now like to read the particular item I would like to comment on so that everybody knows specifically what I am referring to. And this is a quote from the Mustang Daily of May 21st. I was physically and verbally assaulted by Larry Taylor and Mike Ginelli, Rob Chappell's campaign managers during the last election. The one comment that I would like to say concerning this statement is that it is the most outrageous lie that I have heard in the last 4 weeks coming from the opposition. For Mr. Munoz's information, on that Thursday, I was at work at the San Luis Bay Club at Avila Beach from 7 o'clock that morning until 4 in the afternoon. I was not on campus. When the incident occurred, I was 12 miles away. I feel that this kind of conduct has no place in this campaign. This is the most blatant example of what I would consider mudslinging. There was no factual proof whatsoever for the use of my name in this item. I don't know what action can be taken against this individual. However, since he was a member of SAC, since he put in there that he was a representative from Student Affairs Council, I would hope that some action could be taken to censor him for a very irresponsible and unethical action. Thank you.
Okay. Fred Heaton?
Time and time again, it's been stated before this body that if there is any complaints, if there's any formal complaints about the way that this election is going, that they are to be submitted in writing to the appropriate committee. And I do not feel that it is a responsibility of this body to listen to these type of personal problems and things that are involving individuals in a campaign. That this is the board of directors of a corporation, that there is a subcommittee established by this organization to review, specifically to take care of these type of situations that do come up in an election campaign. And that if you want to press the point any further, rather than waste our time here at this floor, to submit it in writing to either Scott Plotkin or Bob Walters or Linda Anderson or any other member of the committee. And that's all I'd like to say, and I think that's all it should be said right now.
But SAC Representative John Ronka, an outspoken critic of Hurtado's campaign as well as Margie Newsma, didn't think that that was all that should be said. In what was later described to have caused Chappell more harm than good, he took this action.
No way directed at the opponent of Rob Chappell, and no way. This is directed at the newspaper and their blatant misuse of their power. We invited Margie Newsma and Publishers Board. She could not attend. She didn't give us any specific reasons why. She did not send a representative here. And we can point to little specifics and say, these are not facts or these are facts. We have facts. These are all facts, and she would not print a letter yesterday we're talking about now, and for her reasons, not editorial policy, personal reasons. I have a letter, and it's a well-thought-out letter. It's a personal letter, and I'm going to present it to Publishers Board. I invite any SAC reps who would like to sign it. We, the undersigned, upon hearing the facts presented at Student Affairs Council, and the list of facts will be presented with this letter, on Wednesday, May 21st, relating to Margie Newsma's conduct during the 1975 ASI election, hereby request that Publishers Board reprimand and fire Margie Newsma as editor of the Mustang Daily immediately. I invite any SAC reps to sign it. I'm going to give it to the Publishers Board tomorrow.
May 22nd. Tonight, the outcome of this heated race would be known. Over 6,000 students cast their ballots.